Welcome to Rosen Sports Sunday, live from our temporary digs here in our Channel 4 studios while work begins on our new set for the fall season. Well, come fall, the Lynx will be gunning for their second straight WNBA championship. This is a unique group of players who continually push each other. The court general remains Lindsay Whalen, whose place in Minnesota sports history is already secure. Whalen was running the show as always tonight at Target Center as the Lynx defeated Tulsa 83-59. Lindsay scored 15 points, had 5 assists, and the Lynx resumed the WNBA schedule this weekend with a couple of wins after the month off for the Summer Olympics in London, which, of course, Lindsay Whalen was a big part of on their gold medal winning USA basketball team. And Lindsay joins us live in studio with her coveted gold medal somewhere. Oh, it's right next to you. I don't know, I guess, how many people have asked you to show them this medal, take their picture with it? Jason and Liz just did that to me, or put it around their necks. I mean, it's got to be the topic A of conversation every time someone runs into you. Yeah,
at the game the other day, it was nice to kind of, you know, show off our medals and everything. Then at the press conference the other day they had for us, it was same kind of thing, just people wanted to see it and wanting to put it around their necks and everything. So it's been fun.
And you're fine with it, cool. Right? I mean, you're it's like,
yeah, definitely.
But hold it up. Let's take a good close-up of it. I held up at the end of the sportscast, and it's a lot heavier than one might expect. Do you feel you have to kind of carry it around with you all the time right now, Lindsay, because everybody wants to see it?
Well, it's kind of one of those things like your passport or your license. You just don't want to lose it. So it's like one more thing that you definitely don't want to lose. So I've been kind of keeping it at home because other than if, you know, to show someone, or just, you know, show friends or family, anyone who wants to see it, or bring it to the, you know, like the game or tonight. But it's like you just don't want to lose it and misplace it or anything like that.
Did it sink in? I mean, I'm sitting here, you're staring at this thing, you realize, my goodness, you got a gold medal.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I don't know if it, you know, really has fully set in. I think it's, you know, it's just. It was a great month with the team. Yeah. I think before then it was a lot of work to make the team, and then you know, just kind of show, you know, all the hard work that we put in that last month together.
Of course, you won it as part of a team, not just the USA team, but with 2 current teammates, as you mentioned, Lynx teammates, Simone Augustus and Maya Moore. And it was quite the photo op, as you mentioned, Lindsay, the other day when you first, the 3 held you at that news conference here at Target Center last Wednesday. And it's a golden moment, how else to describe it. It was pretty phenomenal, and the smiles were broad. You got a standing ovation from a lot of the fans there, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was great. Oh yeah, there we go. It was great. You know, those guys, you know, we had a lot of good connections on the floor too. I feel like we played well together. We were, you know, the first bunch of games we were kind of in that second wave of players that came in, and then the last bunch of games Maya started. So then, you know, me and Simone came in, and I feel like our connection on the court really helped us out, and we did a lot of good things for the team.
Was there more of a look at all these former UConn players on your team, or was it there was a team looking at, wow, look at these 3 members of the Minnesota Lynx on your basketball team?
Yeah, I think there was that. You know, there's definitely the UConn connection with all those players and you know, Coach Ariema. But then, you know, to have 3 Lynx there was good too, and you know, just kind of you know, represent for our team here and everything. So there was different. It was, you know, 6 UConn players, I think it was, and 3 Lynx. So it was definitely a good mix, and just shows that I guess, you know, what, you know, those programs, those teams have been able to do with both us here and also out in UConn.
Now, we're not allowed to show actual highlights from your Olympic Games because of those pesky network rules, but beyond the games, there was the Olympic London experience, of course, and your Lynx head coach, Cheryl Reeve, came over, I think, the last week, and she was nice enough to share a few of her pictures with us tonight as well. And what was the atmosphere like? This is the tip-off here, and you can see, I think here in the bottom, we have this title across here. You're, I think, it's number 4, of course. Thank you for wearing number 4.
Oh, yeah.
You've played in Europe a lot. Has the women's game, and here's the soccer as well, caught on a lot in England, the women's basketball?
Yeah, you know, their team from Great Britain was really good. They had a really good team. They lost like 2 or 3 games at the buzzer, I think. So I think it's really catching on. We actually did a clinic one day too, where you know, boys and girls from the area came in, and we kind of, you know, showed them some drills and stuff like that.
Look at that shot.
Yeah,
oh,
it's cool.
Goodness.
That's cool. I mean, we drove by that almost every day to the gym. So
again, we want to thank Cheryl Reeve for providing these pictures.
Yeah, thanks, Coach.
That's kind of a nice little house.
Yeah, Big Ben.
Little pal. You know, we saw that we had a shot at Buckingham Palace. Of course, the women's gold medal. We saw that one shot of the soccer game, the U.S. against Japan. How many other events did you get a chance to even go to? And it's kind of a busy schedule, or did you watch a lot on TV, or what was it like for you over there?
I watched a lot on TV. I mean, honestly, it was kind of hard to get around because, you know, we were probably an hour away from the Olympic Village. So
you were in a hotel.
Yeah, so we stayed you know, at a hotel, and so to kind of get over there was kind of hard traffic-wise. So a lot of times we were playing at 10:15 the night before, then getting up that morning for practice. So you're only getting a couple hours of sleep. So then on that practice day, you have to think about the game the next day. So it was kind of like you're there and you want to, you know, see what you can. And we honestly watched a lot on TV and we kept track of a lot on through the internet. But at the same time, you have to make sure you're, you know, ready for the next game. And that was like the big thing. So
because you were staying in a hotel away from the Village, did you have much interaction with the other USA athletes other than the opening ceremonies? Did you run into each other once in a while? Was it just see you at the end?
Yeah, no, basically just the men's team, just the men's USA, you know, just our.
That's not a bad
national
squad.
Team. Yeah, it was, you know.
Were they pretty cool? They came and supported your games as well.
Yeah, they did. They came out to a couple of games, and it was great to getting to meet a couple of those guys and getting to know them a little bit. So. You know, they got to see some, you know, a lot of athletes at opening ceremonies, so that was cool. But after that, it was like everybody's in their competition and going to their games, so it's kind of, you know, it's hard to do too much other than you're so focused on trying to win the gold medal that you're really trying to just do that.
I know you're a big fan of other sports, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But if you could choose one other Olympic sport, as you were watching them on TV, to participate in, what would it be and why? Which one attracted you the most?
I would probably. You know, I think field hockey was pretty cool. You know, I played hockey, so it was like, you know, similar kind of thing. I think, you know, volleyball, I can't really jump that high. Trying to think of some other sports right now. So beach volleyball and volleyball would be out for me, unless I was the, you know, the setter.
The setter.
I could be, because that's like an assist, so that would work out well. But I don't know, field hockey was pretty cool. And I can't remember the sport, but it was cycling where they kind of went around that the
velodrome. Yeah,
the track, and then the one guy, they kind of were like slowly going,
isn't it?
And then all of a sudden they take off. I just don't understand the rules, but that was pretty cool.
You don't have to understand. You just sit back and enjoy it.
And the one guy's like looking behind him.
I know, it's crazy.
I was like, what's going on? What is this?
Here, yeah.
And all of a sudden by the end they're going like however many miles per hour.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think your current Lynx team could have won the gold medal over there?
Oh, I mean.
Pretty talented.
Yeah, I mean. We have, you know, 3 of us who made it, and then, you know, a bunch of other players are in the, you know, pool to make it. So, you know, it's a really good. I've never been asked that question before. I mean, I think that we would definitely.
Well, Australia gave you a great game. That was
they did. I mean, I think with our chemistry and our Lynx team here we would definitely.
Well, let's talk about your Lynx team. They clinched the playoff spot, as I mentioned, 83-59 over Tulsa. It was a lot closer the first half. It was also a special night for breast cancer awareness. Wearing your white uniforms with the pink numbers tonight, Lindsay, and I think they were auctioned off after the game tonight. So that's a pretty cool thing tonight.
Yeah, that was great. You know, it's just you know. Great cause, and I know, like you said, they're auctioned off, so I know that we raised a lot of money for you know, our foundation and everything, and I know it's going to go to some great causes, and we're just, you know, happy to help in any area like that we can.
Let's take a look at some of the highlights from tonight's game. And you are conditioned to kind of move on to the next game, but how could you not have a bit of an emotional letdown after the Olympics and you come back and you play a couple of last place teams to start the second half of the season? Were you concerned about that at all? It didn't indicate that on the scoreboard, obviously.
Well, you know, I think coming back, it's just we wanted to come out right away and just you know, we won those 2 games before the break, and I think for coming back from London, it was like we just wanted to continue to us, you know, who were on the team, keep playing at a high level. And honestly, the players who were here at the break, they worked so hard, they did so much, they just all looked so good to me in like such good shape that we just wanted to, you know, kind of pick up right where we left off and get back to being our great Lynx team. And we definitely did that these last 2 games, and you know, Coach gave us a couple days off, which was great. So
she knows how to push your buttons too.
You know, she's great. You know, she knows when to, you know, really, you know, push us, and then she also knows, you know, like if we needed those couple of days to just rest and kind of relax when we got back, it was great. Kind of got a couple of days to just, you know, sleep and take care of some things, and then get right back to practice.
Well, congratulations to you. Set the career record for franchise assists tonight, 498, passing Katie Smith, who had 496. So that's a big milestone for you. Yeah,
well, yeah, it was cool. You know, I didn't think about too much before the game, but you know, it was just cool to be mentioned with Katie Smith, a great player for this franchise for many years, and I think it just shows the kind of team that we are. We're a really unselfish team, so I think my job with being point guard is to making sure everyone has the ball in the right spots.
Getting back to Friday night's appearance at Target Arena, Target Center, what was the fan reception like at tip-off? Because it was the first time you guys were back in uniform, and really, how was the league doing as a whole? The quality of the play, because I think you're going to have probably a tougher road to repeat this year because of the competition.
Oh yeah, it's definitely tough. Our crowds have been so great this year. I mean, that crowd was big, another huge crowd tonight. So it was great to see everyone, get to see our fans again, and I know that they were excited to see us. So, it's just
nice little assist from Lindsay.
Yep.
We've seen that a few times. How do you physically hold up? I mean, you're really playing year-round right now. I mean, you're here at the links. You go back to Europe, back to the links. They got the Olympics, back to the links. There's really no break.
Yeah, it's we get a couple days here or there. We really have to take care of our bodies. It's one of those things where you just have to make sure you're eating right and stretching, doing all those kind of things, and getting rest. Going to bed early.
Have you had time to recognize what really an improbable run this has been for you? Think about this, Lindsay, from Hutchinson High School. You're playing in front of a lot of empty seats for the Gophers, your first freshman year. You know the rest of the story. Your goals must have been rather modest early on, and we sit here tonight with a gold medal in your lap, and the accomplishments that you've had from very modest upbringing. Yeah,
I've been lucky. I don't know. I've been a part of some really great teams, and I guess, I don't know, all those trips that my parents would take me to AAU and drive me all over, not only Hutchinson but the state to different basketball games, and then into college. It all really pays off,
Well, you become a role model, which you've always taken in stride with a lot of passion as well, and such as when you recently conducted your basketball camps here as well. And I know the skill levels improved so much at an earlier age. But here's the question for you. Kids of all ages, doesn't really matter what gender, go to specialized camps. These kids are having a lot of fun.
Yeah, they are.
But whether it be basketball or any other sport, I know you're one to encourage kids to play as many sports as possible. If you have the talent, it'll shine through eventually. But, you see that a lot with parents these days. They're push to the point where some the kids get really discouraged and drop out.
Well, I've always been big on, like you said, playing a lot of different sports. I think it helps you have to, you learn different skills from different sports, but you also learn from a different coach in a different sport. You have different teammates. It's not not the same group of teammates. So I think you get to learn all those different things. And I played tennis and I ran track for a couple years. So it wasn't until my maybe junior, senior year where I really focused on basketball. But I still played tennis even up till my senior year. And I think it's just it's great for kids to be able to learn all those different skills. And then as you get into maybe a couple more years into high school, then you kind of figure out what your favorite sport is, or what you're best at and what you really want to do. But I think when you're younger, you have to try out all different kinds of sports and other activities too.
Listen to what Lindsay says, parents. You got to listen. Hold up that gold medal one more time. We have to go right now. But thank you so much for coming down. It's always good to see you.
Having me.
Sure, bumping you down. It doesn't matter. We'll pick it up on it. Yeah. Still to come tonight on Sports Sunday. We'll show you how these hockey hopefuls hit the books on the ice to see if they can take their skills to the next level at a tryout for junior hockey officials right here in the Twin Cities. Stay with us. And welcome back to Rosen Sports Sunday. Have you ever wondered if you have what it takes to be a hockey official? We recently spent some time on and off the ice in South St. Paul to see what it takes to become a junior hockey official.
Show me those chests.
There was an official look to the Wakota Ice Arena earlier this month.
Go.
More than 50 men and women participated in a 4-day tryout camp hosted by USA Hockey's officiating development program.
Does everybody understand that?
Hoping to earn their stripes.
They'll have the opportunity to show their wares to see if they can step up into junior hockey. And then we want to make sure that with the new rule changes and various new procedures that they're going to have an opportunity to understand those. Make sure you're up on roll 113.
These students of the game spent about as much time reading the rules book as they did working out on the ice.
And I know a lot of you have never seen hockey at this level. Some of you are going to freak out the first time you step on the ice and there's 4,000 people. And by the way, they're not chanting, "We love you."
The classroom sessions help to educate the future officials, learn about the situations they could face on the ice.
Starting at the blue line, drive your knees.
Among the hopefuls is former Gopher hockey player Geraldine Glenn.
And kick over.
She's been working as a linesman in the women's WCHA, but wants the challenge of juniors to advance her career aspirations.
It's just to further my experience and my knowledge, and to see how I fare with the guys, and hopefully then progress my dreams of being an Olympic official.
Nose, knees, toes, all in line, all right?
These prospects were evaluated throughout the camp on their skating ability as well as physical fitness. When the puck drops, there's no taking a shift off. It's 60 minutes of ice time.
Get them shoulders back, guys. Don't forget, shoulders back.
Former junior hockey player Robert Erickson knows it's going to be demanding.
Same thing, go.
With being a referee, I mean, you don't get a line change, so, you know, I really have to work harder than probably I ever had in the off-season to be able to, you know, be in physical shape to, you know, handle some of these kids who are, you know, a couple, you know, inches higher than me and got a little bit more weight advantage, so I got to get every advantage I can on them.
I work out probably just as much as I did in college as I do now, but with less lifting, or, you know, because you're not taking the physical hits, or hopefully you're not. But yeah, you still have to be in good shape.
There are going to be times when things on the ice may be more mentally challenging than physically challenging. It's all about keeping things in perspective.
You got to forget about it. Tomorrow's a new game, a new day. But definitely thick skin, and then just to be confident in you knowing your rules and that whatever call you make is the right call.
It's important that that you understand that they're not really mad at you, they're mad at the sweater.
When we grab it on the other side, we're going to catch ice with it.
The enthusiasm these participants have for their future on ice is not going to be put into a deep freeze by anyone.
I feel like it's close, so it's like, all right, I got to give it a go, and then, you know, you put some other things maybe on hold, but if it's one of your dreams and your passion to get there, then you kind of do whatever it takes to get there.
Back when I was younger, you know, everyone wanted to be, you know, play in the NHL. I think it'd be awesome to ref in the NHL, just because, you know, if you can't make it there, you know, there's always other alternatives. It's a long shot goal, but, you know, I'll see where the future takes me.
Yeah, it's quite the grind. Both Geraldine and Robert did really well at the trial camp, and they will be part of the USA Hockey's officiating crews for the upcoming season. And we'll be right back. Well, you can see it in his play and hear it in his voice. Christian Ponder is starting to take charge of this Vikings offense, but it's going to take significant regular season wins to get noticed in the NFL, because really no one is talking about him or this team for that matter. Adrian Peterson's workload will increase this week at practice, but I think most everyone will be shocked if he plays at all in Friday night's third preseason game here against San Diego. We aren't likely to see the two starting tight ends until the opening of the season. That's a huge part of offensive coordinator Bill Musgrave's offense. John Carlson, the Litchfield native, signed in the offseason from Seattle, suffered that sprained knee early, but he's getting better. But again, why risk him in the preseason? Second-year tight end Kyle Rudolph suffered concussion-type symptoms, and, well, you know the drill by now. Players have to pass baseline medical tests before they're allowed to resume playing. All signals seem to be good, but these are always a bit tricky. Meanwhile, Leslie Frazier wanted to establish a mindset throughout his roster when they play these home games.
We talked about being able to finish on offense and defense and special teams, and being able to execute in certain situations, and I thought that we got that done as a whole, and with our special teams as well. There were a lot of positives, and the energy that the guys came out with, you know, although it was a preseason game, we really tried to stress the importance of establishing something at home that you could feel confident about.
And the Vikings host San Diego on Friday night. This is the game when the starters normally play the longest. We'll be right back. We want to thank our guests, of course, Lynx guard, Miss Everything, Lindsay Whalen, who brought in her gold medal, which was passed around the newsroom, and everyone taking photo ops with it as well. And thank you for watching tonight's show. We'll be back again next week with a recap of the Vikings' third preseason game against those San Diego Chargers. Until then, good night, everyone.